The South Central Kentucky region is known to have a strong tradition of music expression. Toss a coin in any direction and chances are you'll hit a local musician or a fan of local music. This area has produced dozens of musicians over the past century. Some have traveled the world beyond, while others have remained more locally rooted. The one thing they all have in common is having developed their musical stylings in communities that hold their art in high regard. The Kentucky Folklife program has been researching this tradition of musical excellence and seeks to share with you the sounds and stories of just a handful of local favorites. Today, two talented musicians, Michael Gough and Alonzo Pennington, share stories about their indoctrination into music, intimate knowledge about their experiences playing music in South Central Kentucky, and the blues as a fluid and flexible genre. So sit back and enjoy this deep look into the music of this region, the musicians who live it, and its connection to the identity of South Central Kentucky.
Asked a wise man on one sunny day, won't you help me, Mr. Wise Man, to find my way? 'Cause you're so much older and you're wiser too. Help me, Mr. Wise Man, feeling kind of blue. I'm feeling kind of blue. He said you're not doing bad, not bad at all. Just trying to walk a little bit too soon. But first you gotta crawl. You got a little money tucked under the rug. Now all you need to do is find yourself some love. Find yourself some love. Well, I've been searching. I've been searching. I've been looking for that morning dove. I know she's gonna tell me where to find my love.
I'm excited about today, and maybe Alonzo, if we can just talk to you a little bit again. We've known each other for a long time. I've known your family. Seen you on stage, did some programs with you, but can you tell us a little bit about how you started in music?
Well, I started as when I was growing up, I just assumed everybody's family was like mine. I thought that everybody played music, and I thought that everybody had friends that come over, and that's just what every household did. And when I went to kindergarten, first grade, I kind of realized it was not the same everywhere. And then, but I started playing at an early age. I was about in the first grade when I started playing the fiddle, and then I think about the third grade I started playing guitar. And I've since learned how to move from one instrument to another. If it's got strings, I can figure out how to play it because they all kind of in some way correlate.
Yeah, I was thinking when I first met you when you were 15, and it was a fiddle. And I think it was in Central City or something. Yeah. And this 15-year-old kid playing a Fats Waller Ain't Misbehaving song, and I was like, who is this kid? Sorry, you were a kid at the time.
I was a kid.
And just thinking about that legacy of thumb picking and going into like, I wonder where he's going to be going in his life. And I guess that's kind of what we'll be talking about.
About
today.
that time at that age, that's when I first started hearing some great blues. And the first blues CD I had was Muddy Waters' Greatest Hits. It had Caledonia, and yeah, all those great ones, Hoochie Coochie Man and stuff like that. And so I went from that to a B.B. King, then found a Freddie King, and then it just went from there. Then went into Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and eventually that led me to wanting to play that kind of music, and that kind of music is what bars and clubs want. So I was 21. I think I at least told them I was 21. I was working at a club right on the Tennessee and Kentucky line down in just south of Murray, Kentucky. It's where the dance floors in Kentucky and the bars in Tennessee. Goes right through the middle of it.
How old were you then?
I think I was 20, but I told Ron Baker, the owner, I was 21, so I could get a job there. And so that's where that kind of came into where I was playing every night. And then he said, you've got to hear this, and he played me a Michael Gough CD. And then that's how Michael and I kind of met through him.
I just called my baby on the telephone. She said, stop what you're doing, come on home. I can't hold out, for too long. I get a real good feeling just talking to you on the telephone. I said, baby, don't you worry, you're my heart's desire. You know that I love you, girl. I can't stand to see you cry. No, no, baby. But I can't hold out for too long. I get a real good feeling just talking to you on the telephone. I said, baby, you can run, walk or fly. You know I love you, girl. You're my every heart's desire. I can't hold out. I can't hold out for too long. I get a real good feeling just talking to you on the telephone. Well, now talk to me, baby. I said, talk to me, baby. Come on, talk to me, baby. Won't you talk to me, baby? I get a real good feeling just talking to you on the telephone. Talk to me.
So Michael, knowing a little bit, because you've been interviewed by us before, thinking about, can you give us a little idea about how you started in music and when that was and the trajectory?
I got started at a real early age, just playing piano around the house. My mother bought a piano from our church. Our church got a new piano, and she bought the old one, put it in our house, and she could play 4 basic gospel chords, black keys. I couldn't tell you what chords they are right now.
Sharps and flats, yeah.
But she showed us those chords on the piano, and I started playing with those and making up my own songs, and just I was around the age of 9 then, and got in my first band when I was in the 7th grade, and that just went on through high school. My first professional gig, I was 19. Made $17, and I was on my way.
Pay scale's not gone up a whole terribly amount since then. There's times it costs money to go play, but in the end, that's the ones we enjoy the most because we're doing it for fun.
Yeah. Back then we were.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Back in those days, you mentioned Ernie Raymer, and what are some of the other fellas around our area that you played with? There sure was a lot of talent.
Well, I'd have to start with the most elder, which is from right here in Franklin, Mr. Robert Phillips. We actually started the Fender Benders, and I dropped out of that band, and Robert took it to the place where it was known, regionally very well known band. a rhythm and blues band. I played with Curtis Birch, and Jeff Smith. We had an acoustic trio that took us to a lot of Curtis's old haunts in North Carolina and different places. John Martin, WKU professor, teaches guitar, classical guitar, and music technology at WKU. The list is like forever. Tommy Johnson, who lives here in Franklin. Chris Hardesty, I've played in different groups, pickup bands with a lot of traveling musicians. Like Greg Martin, we had a band that we played with Kenny Lee Smith called Mudmouth. I was a sub for a little while when John Cowan's first stint with the Doobie Brothers. They brought me in as a sub for him with Duck Butter Blues Band, which is Sam Bush's and John Cowan, Byron House, Jeff Jones, Kenny Lee pickup band. What they did when they were off season, not on the road. I'm leaving out probably as many as I've named, but there's a few. With you,
Yeah, we played all over the place.
we traveled quite a bit.
Followed her to the station. I had a suitcase in my hand, I followed my baby to the station. I had a suitcase in my hand. Sometimes it's hard to tell when all you love is in vain. When the train come in the station and I look my baby in her eyes, her great big pretty eyes. When the train come in the station and I look my baby in her great big pretty eyes. Right then I felt so sad and lonesome that I could not help. I couldn't help but cry. Oh, think I'm gonna cry right now.
Michael, you were you mentioned something about maybe been pigeonholed or something as a blues man or something like, or a blues musician, when in actuality maybe you were. I mean, I think your versatility, maybe more of a jam band. I'm not sure if I have that quote right, but is there something to that? Because I've seen you two riff off each other. I know when you played together, it's always such an enjoyable thing to watch that happen. And like, what is the definition of those two things, like jam band, or what do you think people think blues man is or blues musician is? And
well,
both of you can answer that as you.
I guess I'm going to have to stop saying that, because when you put blues in your name, Gough Martin Blues Band. I'm going to have to stop pigeonholing myself.
I understand what you're saying, because I mean, it's all blues based, but man, you do some rock, straight up rock stuff. That's, it's still got a groove to it. That the bass line's a little different than say the record was, and that's really what can change a song.
The 12 bar and it's
Yeah, I mean, well, you've taken some Zeppelin songs and some things like that, and put your own twist to them. That's, it's different, but it's still rock, but it's blues. So
That's like you said, that blues is the bass, but to be able to jam and just start from nowhere, call a song out in the key, you got to have a bass, and blues is that bass for us, and the people that I generally bring together or play with, we speak that language, so we're able to jam.
it's your common community, yeah.
Yes. These guys ask me, where you going to play first? 15 minutes before we play? I can tell them 2-3 minutes before we play. But if you ask me 15 minutes, what are we going to play first? It'll change.
I look forward to that.
It will change. It's with me, and I put it to the test. I've tried to make set lists, which it takes me forever to do. And I put it to the test, Hot August Blues Festival, when we played it last.
Yeah,
I've made a set list.
some of those you almost have to, just so you know
was-
your exact time when you're supposed to be done, because you got somebody else coming.
It was one of the most, I didn't have as much fun as doing it free form, just calling the songs as I feel them. It just wasn't as much fun.
But you can feel off the crowd. You can kind of feel what they're
That's it.
wanting next, And
That's it.
a lot of times it doesn't jive with what you've written down, and
Yeah. And for me personally, the way this song ended kind of dictates what the next song is going to be. And it doesn't always end the way you might, if you're making a set list. For me anyway, I'm not that consistent. My bands aren't that consistent.
where we are consistent is we all read each other.
That's the part that means the most, is being able to feel one another and wanting to feel one another. And
Because we push each other along the way,
yeah.
Although I'm the guitar player, I can create the idea towards the build that's getting ready to come, or we're getting ready to, drop out or something like that, and without saying a word.
Yeah.
Pretty on key with it, but that's where the blues kind of is, just
In the moment.
yeah, very much in the moment, and it's about emotion, and being emotional is in the moment, when somebody is. So it only fits it. I guess the blues should be that way.
I know it is. Should be. You don't wake up and say, "Hey, man, I've got the blues today."
Right? I'm going to
I'm going to have the blues all day long. You don't wake up that way, and when you play, it has to be emotional, or it's not. You're not giving it your all if you don't know how to tap that. And to do that, you've got to be in touch with everyone around you that you're making this music with. You have to want to hear them.
Yeah, everybody's got to have that. Listening is their number one goal. Everybody's got to be.
Exactly.
You can never make it right in a blues band if you're trying to make yourself stand out.
Yeah.
If you're playing in a blues band, to me, it's all about building up the person next to you, and musically, like, I know what he's playing on bass. If I know not to go around those notes and discord with something he's doing, or play something rhythmically with my right hand, that doesn't match whatever the drummer's doing.
Yeah.
And if I'm, we've all played with people that don't quite get that part of it, and they're going to be great musicians. But if you don't give some space.
When you say rock and roll, they know a rock and roll lick.
Yeah.
And that's what they play, and whether it fits or not. But
that space and listening. And maybe that's why this is such a mecca for this kind of music and things, because we're a little more laid back here than a lot of places are. We're not the hustle and bustle of Austin or Nashville.
Yeah.
And we take time to listen to each other. And
most of the musicians around here are fans of other local musicians around here, and support one another.
Absolutely. I'd get so bored if I was the only person I got to hear all the time.
Thank you both, and look forward to heading down the road here and listening.
All right.
I'm walking down this highway, trying to make it to the station. I gotta keep moving toward a better situation. Well, I've been kicked around and I've been put down. I've been pushed and shoved all the way to the ground. You said it was a crime, I knew it was a lie. I'm on the Liberty line. I made it to the station. It was late at night. There was a conductor man, showed me the light, treated me with kindness, said that I was blessed, changed my way of thinking, cause he wasn't like the rest. You said it was a crime, I knew it was a lie. I'm on the Liberty line. Railroad, got no tracks. When I get where I'm going to, I won't be looking back. Well, I've been kicked around, and I've been put down, and I've been pushed and shoved all the way to the ground. All the way to the ground. You said it was a crime, I knew that was a lie. I'm on the Liberty line,